Welcome back to Hype FM, celebrating the best and latest in New Zealand music. Today's special guest is Eddie.
Oh hey,
Eddie on
it's
the
me.
beat.
Eddie on the fucking beat.
Artist and producer. He cemented himself as an integral part of the Aotearoa music scene, especially in the R&B and hip-hop space, and has worked with countless local artists. And today we celebrate the release of his self-titled debut album, featuring his frequent collaborators and friends, Singe, HALES, JARNA, BKIDD, Singe, Amila, and so much more. So yeah, welcome to the show.
Yeah, thank you. Welcome to my space.
It's a very cool space. It's like completely decked out, so really cool to be here.
Yeah, it all just happened like this week.
Yeah?
This was an empty room at the start of the week.
Oh shit,
What?
That's nuts.
It's still Sunday, right? Yeah.
Yeah. So for those who don't know, how did you get into producing and making music, and did you have kind of a first moment of like, oh, I really enjoy doing this?
Yeah, I always thought that I'd do something to do with music.
Yeah.
Because I was, my childhood was typical, like mum put me into piano lessons when I was 5.
Yep, same.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then made me learn my times tables
Yeah.
when I was really young. They put me in accelerate maths in high school and then I failed. And I was like, why'd you put me in accelerate maths, Yeah, I've always thought that I'd want to do something in music because it kind of felt natural to me after just doing it for so long throughout my childhood. But it was kind of like in high school where this is still when the Macs were those big colourful triangle, those ones. Our school had like a suite full of them. I think it might have been sponsored or something, and I just thought the process was super cool. The seniors would ask me to like play keys on their beats.
Yeah.
And then I just found it super fun, and that's kind of how it started.
That's cool.
Yeah.
The technology with music, it's such a privilege to have it, and yeah, just be able to create whatever you want and have the freedom to do so, and have access to the resources that you had, and here you are now in your own studio.
Yeah,
So it's pretty cool.
Here I am.
It's pretty cool. So congrats on the release of your album, Eddie on the
Thank
Beat. First of all, I just want to give some love to the interludes.
Oh,
And
you
I
like
know-
the interludes?
Yeah, I know they're not
Oh.
going to get much love, but I just love them, and it kind of feels like you're listening to a live show. You've got like "Welcome to the Kitchen" is it at the beginning, and then
I don't know what to title them.
no, cool.
But it was just kind of like, intro.
Yeah,
But I didn't want to call it intro.
that's too boring and basic. Yeah,
And when you cook up beats, you cook in the kitchen.
Yeah, no, it's sick, and I think it just creates a bit of cohesiveness and flow to the album. So yeah, I wanted to talk about a couple of songs of the album.
Yeah.
So first of all, Tornado with Amila. She's just an incredible artist, and absolutely love her vocals. How did that collaboration come about?
Yeah, I think actually I discovered her with Sam V.
Yeah.
We saw her music video pop up when she was still affiliated with the label.
Yeah.
And I think it was like I Owe It All to You. She had like this
Yeah.
acoustic song. It was
Cool.
huge.
Cool.
Like
yeah.
I think it had like 1 million views or something like that
So crazy.
on a social media platform.
Yeah.
And then I was like, man, this is crazy. Like, but then I never had a reason to be like, oh, I'm gonna reach out to her, because it's like when a random reaches out, and at that point, this would have been like maybe 4 or 5 years ago. Like I didn't really have that much under my belt.
Yeah.
So then even if I did, it's like she's affiliated with the label, and why would they reply to me?
Yeah.
Imposter syndrome, all that stuff.
Yeah.
But then I found fast forward a few years, I found out she was working with one of my good friends, Dan Martin.
Yeah.
Who's also really, really prominent in the industry right now.
Yeah.
And I found him working with her, and I was like, oh, maybe I can somehow reach out now, because we're all kind of connected already. So I did, and then I think we had a few sessions.
That's awesome. One Last Breath. Wanted to
One
talk
Last
about
Breath?
that too with
Yeah.
JARNA.
I think we made that in 2021.
Wow. So
And-
a while ago.
Yeah, that beat was what won me the Rep Your Beats beat battle competition.
Oh, yeah.
And then I was like, I'd love to kind of mix that realm with R&B and pop, and see if it can be a song.
Cool.
And that's probably one of my favorite songs off the album,
Oh,
because it's
so
just
good.
has its own personality. It has its
Yeah.
own kind of identity, and it's not just, you know, oh, it's this type song. I feel like you can't really categorize it because it's unique in its own way.
Yeah, and she's just consistently been like an incredible vocalist, and anytime I hear her live, she like blows me away every time.
Yeah,
so cool.
I hope she drops more music next year.
Oh yeah. Okay, one of my favorites on the album is Stunner with Sam V and HALES, who are obviously really close friends of yours. So what's it like collaborating with some of your mates, and do you feel like you can be a bit more open and honest in the conversations?
Being eye level with everybody that I work with is important. Yeah. Of course, I sack it a little bit when I'm in the room with people that are like, that I know have a lot more weight than me in the industry.
Yeah.
So I would obviously be a lot more conservative in those scenarios.
Right.
But I think the cool thing with Sam is I've known him for like more than a decade, and we've been working for that long. And even though I feel like he's always held that much weight, right?
Yeah.
But because we've known each other for so long, I guess we have that same respect for each other, but we're also not afraid to tell each other things or like say what's up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whereas Jerry, I was a guest lecturer at SAE.
Yeah.
And he kind of did some research on me, and so when I was lecturing in class, he was asking me questions like, "Oh, what was it like mixing this song?" and just naming specific songs by specific artists, and I was like, man, this kid is onto it.
Yeah.
And so then I just paid more attention to him, and then when lockdown happened, he sent me a bunch of demos, and I was like, okay, I can work with this.
Yeah.
And then that's kind of how our relationship started.
Nice.
We were jamming in lockdown,
Yeah.
and then once lockdown finished, I was like, let's get into a studio and see what happens. And then it went really well, and we just kept making music, and then I was like, maybe we can trial like a management thing. And I'd never really, like, apart from JARNA, I haven't really done that much management.
Cool.
So that was kind of a new leaf. So I feel like because I feel like I call him my son sometimes, because it feels like he's like my music son.
He's young.
He's young. He's 20. He's 21.
Yeah. Although all of these songs have like different collaborations on it, they do tie together, and you just got this amazing production style, and you've definitely like found your sound. So I think it all works really well together. So that's really cool. And lastly, Help Myself. I want to talk about this one. So are you singing on this track?
Yeah,
you are.
That was also done in lockdown.
Right.
So a lot of these songs were done in lockdown.
Lockdown songs.
Yeah, I think even One Last Breath was done during lockdown.
Yeah.
The money came into my account and it just immediately left. and now I have that mic. But because it was lockdown, I couldn't get anybody to try the mic.
True, yeah.
So I was like, I'm gonna try the mic.
Fuck yeah, why not?
And so that's kind of how Help Myself came about. I was testing the mic.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, this isn't too bad.
Nice. Well, it sounds amazing, and
Thank
also
you.
I know you don't normally release songs where you're singing on it, but I love hearing your voice on it, and especially this one. It's a really nice way to showcase it.
I think it's like an Easter egg, you know?
Yeah.
If I were to do another project, it would be the same thing.
Yeah.
It'd be like featuring other people.
Yeah.
And then there'd be one song where it's like just me.
Yeah, cool.
And people just, I guess, get surprised because it's like, oh, another one.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
But also when I write nice songs, a lot of times, I feel like I can't do them justice because I know singers that can do it way better. And then I end up just wanting to give the song away.
Right.
And then that always turns out better because, like, I just don't have as much control in my voice. I know how I want it to sound, right? But how I want it to sound and how it sounds in reality, it's like expectations versus reality. It's just not not there.
So you recently took a trip to LA with the lads, which sounded really fun.
Yeah, this year's been very bouncy.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's been good because I feel like I'm ready for the next chapter of my life.
Yeah.
And I've been in New Zealand pretty much this whole entire time. This year, like, I made 4 trips. 2 trips to LA, 2 trips to Sydney. My second trip's about to happen on Wednesday.
Damn.
To Sydney.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, I've been back and forth because I feel like it's this thing with human nature. It's like we're all greedy in the sense that, like, let's say you set a goal. You're like, okay, by this time next year, I'm gonna get promoted to this position.
Yeah.
Then you get there, you're like, oh,
Yeah.
Now what? I guess, you know, I could try get up to that position, and then you'll get it, and you'll be like, still doesn't feel enough.
100%.
And it will never feel enough.
No,
that's the beauty of it, because you focus more on the journey.
Yeah.
I feel like some people struggle to do that. A lot of people focus on, this is what I want, and that's all I care about.
Yeah.
And then once they get it, they're going to realize that they're going to want something else now.
Yeah.
So whatever I want, I'm like, yeah, that's cool. But I'm glad that I'm here, and I like all the challenges make the journey a lot more meaningful, and it makes me just kind of not think so much about where I might be.
Yeah.
'Cause who cares? Like, if I achieve the goal, I'm going to want something else anyway.
Exactly.
So just enjoy the journey, right? People ask me like, what do I want to do and stuff, but I'm content.
Yeah.
I'm just trying new shit to see what else I can do with my life, you know?
That's the thing. And
I'm having fun.
Yeah, 100%. And like, people sometimes want to do like a 2-year plan or a 5-year plan, and it's just like, you don't know what you're going to want in next month, let alone in 5 years time. So you don't really need to plan that far in advance.
Exactly. Like for me, it's literally like, okay, in 5 years time, I'd like to have more work with more people overseas.
Yeah.
But with who? Like, who cares?
Yeah.
Whatever happens is like happens when it's supposed to happen.
For sure.
But other than that, like, I'm pretty content.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like I've always wanted to. The big goal was always to be able to do music full time.
Yeah.
And so I feel good about that.
Yeah.
And I just want to keep it, you know. And that's all I really care about.
Yeah, and I guess you've kind of got to think back to 16 or 17-year-old you when you were like, I wanted to do what I'm doing now.
It seemed impossible, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, how would I even possibly do that?
Yeah.
But it just happens. Like, if you're good at what you do and you put in the work, then, like, it'll happen. Yeah. Most of the time. Just sometimes life just throws people lemons.
Look, that's the thing. But you've just got to push through it.
I definitely feel fortunate. Because I feel like a lot of things happen at the right place at the right time. And then things just connected. Yeah. But I can totally see scenarios where that just never happens for some people. Yeah. And so I can't say, you know, if you do A, B, and C, then it'll happen. Exactly. It's like you have to do A, B, and C and be at the right place at the right time. Yeah. And talk to the right person with the right attitude. Exactly. Or the opposite, you know? Maybe someone will get a crazy impression of you if you're just fucking rude to them. Yeah. And they're like, man, nobody ever talks to me that way. That was kind of cool.
I feel like that's what you see in movies. It's like someone standing up to the boss or whatever. Yeah. I heard this quote the other day, and it's just like, whatever door opens for you, walk through it. And if the door's not opening, try a different path and then try another door that opens. 100%. And I think it's just like taking the opportunities as they come. And if it's not working, try something else. And then if you're trying something else, rather than trying the same thing that's not working, you're going to get closer to whatever your goal is.
Yeah, that's put really well. Like, I think that you have to be adaptable. It's like, you have to be good at what you do, but you also have to constantly adapt to what the world requires of you. Yeah. Because some people, I guess, you're like, this is all I want to do and that's it. But sometimes you have to do a bit of everything else for it to lead into this path. Exactly. So sometimes it's just being like, oh, I don't really want to do this, but I can see how it connects. It's being able to zoom out of the picture and see how all the dots connect to where you want it to connect. 100%. And then seeing the purpose in certain things, but also seeing the purpose and not saying no to certain things too. Because some things are just completely on the wrong track. Yeah. And then some things, it's like, I'm eating a little bit of shit right now, but it's for some long-term gains, you know? Yeah, 100%. A bit of sacrifice in there sometimes, just to get to where you need to be. Yeah, sometimes we all have to bend over a little. Yeah. Okay. So, while you were overseas, did you have, like, a crazy experience or story that you could share? Yeah, there's a few. I always tell this one. This one's the HALES story. Yeah. We were staying at an Airbnb in Hollywood. We all signed up to LA Fitness. It's kind of like City Fitness, but LA Fitness, you know? Yeah. Same thing. Yeah. Banana. Nobody says banana. No, they don't. Tomato. That's the one. That's the one you were searching for. I got your point. You got my point. Yeah. So, there's a LA Fitness right down the road from where we stay. Yeah. And then there's another LA Fitness, like maybe a 20-minute walk from where we stay. And then one day, we were like, go for a bit of a stroll this morning and go to the one that's further away and just, you know, see what it's like, because we'd never been into the other one, and we can kind of go to whatever gym, right?
Yeah.
And so the boys like, oh, sweet, sounds good. And that morning, I think we were all like, just being a little, like, we're taking our time getting ready. And Jerry Hales was ready to go, so he just ditched us. He was like, oh, I'll just see you at the gym.
Not waiting around.
So I'm like, yeah, all right, I'll see you soon. He leaves. We get to the gym. Jerry's nowhere to be seen. So I'm like, calling him. I'm like, dude, I thought you were coming to the gym. Are you at the wrong gym? And he's like, I'm getting a tattoo. And I'm like,
that's crazy.
What the fuck? Like, I thought we were gonna go for a workout and then do some music, you know, shoot some content. He's like, oh yeah, this guy on TikTok, you know, just got me off the street, and now we're getting matching tattoos.
Sounds sus.
Right?
Yeah.
And I guess lucky that he said yes to it, because, you know, this guy, his name's Evan, but on TikTok, his name's the card guy.
Yeah.
He kind of got famous doing magic tricks and like posting it on TikTok, and now he does like everything, like different kinds of clips. But he pretty much, and a lot of people on the comment section of that video that dropped would say like, oh, this is fake, but I shit you not, it was the craziest thing. Even me hearing about it, that's probably the craziest thing from LA. I'm like, anything really is possible.
Yeah.
He was literally walking to the gym, and then he had his headphones on.
Yeah.
And Evan almost didn't come up to him because he had his headphones on.
Of course,
But he just looked like an approachable guy. And he looked like, he looked like the right guy. And he just went up to him and was like, hey, would you get a matching tattoo with me for $1?
That's crazy.
And so anyways, they get matching tattoos. The video like was really kind of sentimental because his brother had passed away last year. So then it's all on TikTok, you know, all the journey, and the tattoo symbolized something that his brother had as well.
Nice.
So it was heartfelt.
Yeah.
Anyways, that night, I can hear him like, I'm like trying to sleep at like, this is 4 a.m. I'm trying to sleep. I hear him like cheering in the living room.
Yeah.
Like just being like, whoa, like causing a commotion.
Yeah.
I'm like, fuck this guy. Anyways, the next morning, I'm like browsing TikTok because I just kind of used it more as a consumer.
Yeah.
And I went on his profile, and the video had been out since 4 a.m. around the time where I was hearing the commotion. And just within like 4 or 5 hours, it was already at like 400K.
Wow. That's
and I was
crazy.
like, holy shit. And so within that week, it was on like 20 million. Something crazy.
Wow.
Like, yeah, on YouTube, it was number 2 top trending in the whole world.
Oh, wow. That's nuts.
On YouTube Shorts.
Wow.
And on TikTok, it was like 8-9 million views.
That's not absolutely
And
nuts.
the craziest thing is, he went from like 800 Spotify followers to like 26K.
Wow.
And
the
his
power
song,
of TikTok.
His song went from like maybe just over 100K.
Yeah.
Now it's on like 1.6 mil.
Damn.
So it quite literally changed his life.
Yeah.
And it gave him a lot of confidence, which is, I think, good.
Yeah.
But it also kind of made him relax. So now I think he's realizing, you know, gotta keep working. And I always remind him.
Yeah.
But that's the craziest story ever.
That's crazy. Just something spontaneous and something that you can plan on.
Exactly.
And, you know, got to take the opportunity.
And it's like, if we didn't decide to go to a different gym that morning,
yeah.
or if Jerry didn't decide to leave before us that morning, you know, and if he had said no to the tattoo,
there's so many things that had to happen for
that's
that
what I mean. It's like,
day.
yes, you have to be good, you have to have good music for it to blow up like that, but on top of that, all the stars have to align at that very moment for it to happen.
Yeah.
And it's crazy because it could have just not happened.
Crazy.
So that's why I believe that everything happens for a reason.
Yeah.
It's just, I never used to, but especially in the past 2 years, I genuinely believe that everything's supposed to happen for a reason. Like, you know, it's the world sending you a message or telling you that you're ready or not ready, you know? Like, there's times where you want to work with someone, but they don't reply to you.
Yeah.
Like, that's probably supposed to happen because maybe I wasn't ready at that time to work with them.
Yeah.
And then now, you know, those certain people that, like, didn't used to want to work with me want to work with me because now the time is right.
Yeah.
And I'm glad, because back then I wouldn't have been able to do the music justice. Whereas
That's
now
so
I
true.
feel like I can do it better. But maybe 5 years from now I'll look back and be like, fuck, what was I thinking?
Yeah.
Like, I can
Yeah,
do way
yeah.
better now. And,
Yeah.
you know, the thought of growing is cool.
Yeah, it's really cool. All right, quick fires. Are
Okay.
you ready? They're not hard.
Okay.
Well, hopefully. Your favourite New Zealand artist?
Sam V.
Oh, let's go. Favourite artist in general right now?
Oh man, Lucky Day.
Favourite international artist that you've worked with?
Will Singe.
Nice. Favourite song that you've ever written or produced?
Written or produced. I want to say, oh man. Ah!
I know that's a tough one, sorry.
Oh, that's a tough one.
Just the first one that comes to your head.
First one that comes to my head, I'm going to say Overthinking by HALES.
Nice. Maybe that's what you were doing.
There's just so much music and so many
I know,
artists.
you
Like,
do.
I actually don't have a favourite artist because there's just so many that I like for different reasons.
Oh, yeah.
I definitely consistently like Lucky Day.
Yeah.
But there are definitely many, like I love a lot of female R&B artists like Queen Naija. That's what I've been
Ooh,
listening on
yeah.
repeat this week, is her new album.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Very good. Favourite live gig that you've been to?
Live gig that I've been to. Sam V.
Oh, yeah. Sam B fan over here. R&B or hip-hop?
R&B.
Ooh. And last one. Who's your dream collaboration?
I'm gonna say Queen Naija.
Yeah, nice.
Or like Kiana Lede.
Oh. All right, well, that's all my questions I have for you. Is there
Cool.
anything else you want to say for the fans out there?
Just all
You
the
want
most
listen?
out the gate shit
Oh,
came
no.
into my head right now. Yeah.
Well, thanks so much, Eddie. Go listen to Eddie on the Beat album,
Listen to it. Or else.
or else. Yeah. And that's a wrap.
And cut. Alright, cool.